We back with another episode of Knights of the Awkward Table. It's your man Inhuman, and today I'm joined by
Sir Frenchy
and
Leek.
Alright, before we get into it and everything, it's been what now, a week since we last met, 2 weeks with you and everything. You head off, you left us last week. You ain't get two shits about us. But before we get into it all and everything, what y'all been up to and everything? What y'all been watching, reading, and all that extra good shit? What games y'all been playing?
I finished my favorite book, The Alchemist. I'm making a point to read it once a year
What's
now.
that?
The Alchemist?
Yeah.
You gotta read it, first
Product
of all.
brand.
Please read it. Second, it's, long story short, it's about a guy trying to find his treasure, his personal legend, his life goal, and he finds it on the way to trying to find it, essentially.
So it's like one of the kind of like the same plots of pretty much most fantasy stories. You go on a quest to go find it. No.
He's on a quest, but it's not like a fantasy quest. It's based in real life.
Okay.
It's
But Alchemist. So are we talking about some Full Metal Alchemist type shit? No.
This is it's a regular boy.
Okay, listen.
His superpowers involved, but
I
it's
don't know if
not
I'm interested anymore.
the type you think. I think once you pick it up, you won't want to put it down.
Alright, no doubt. Do they got an Audible? Because I don't read shit.
No, read that shit.
No.
They probably got Audible, but read that shit.
I'm going on Audible.
It worked better in your brain.
I got like 15 credits. I need to spend that shit.
Alright, that's fair enough.
What you been playing? You been on anything new?
I just got Red Dead 2, so I'm gonna start diving into that.
That game is fucking gorgeous.
It's a good
The
game.
fucking prologue to that game is long as shit. You're gonna be in that snow for like 3 hours.
I think I just finished the prologue. Like,
Yeah.
It took me the whole night pretty much to finish the prologue.
long
Then
as
I went to
shit.
sleep.
I love that game. I swear.
What you been up to? What you been playing, watching, all that good shit?
Nothing. I haven't been watching anything but a bunch of random YouTube videos. I've been
Sound like
I've been working. Too busy working. Although I have been playing World Tennis. I bought World Tennis on PlayStation.
Didn't you buy that on your Switch too?
Yeah. I bought Mario.
Mario Tennis on
Yeah, on the Switch. This one I actually bought the World Tennis and started playing it.
Tennis really is shit. Yeah, I remember when you first got the Switch, you were like, yo, you're like, I'm about to go get tennis. We all agree. What the fuck you talking about? You were like, yo, I like tennis. Like, alright, no, I better argue shit with you. Yeah, real shit.
Crazy thing is, I don't know how to actually play it.
But
I like it. I like it.
Fuck it, man. Fuck it.
Oh, I would say, I mean, cut you off.
No, you
I
good,
just
you good.
finished an anime called 91 Days. I would recommend that. It's
What's
only
that
a
genre?
12-episode anime. And it's about a guy taking revenge on his family's killers. And it's just... It's 12 episodes, so it's real compact. And it's a good joint. It's a lot of ins and outs and secrets and all that shit.
Alright, bet.
It's a good joint.
No doubt. Alright, I gotta get into that shit. They got a manga for it too? Or it's original anime?
I have no idea.
Alright, cool. Yeah, well, listen, if you're gonna read some manga and everything, I already done told you Real and stuff. Like Platinum End, they about to make an anime for that soon. I know it is. It's one of the same people who made Death Note and Bakuman. So, you know, anytime those two dudes come together, you know, it's about to be some real shit. And pretty much the anime is about, like, yo, God done packed his bags and was like, yo, listen, I'm out. So there's like 13
I'm done
people.
with this shit.
And out of the 13 people that are chosen,
Send
their
them
guardian
God.
angels come out and everything. And they're like, yo, listen, one of y'all 13 is going to be, like, pretty much the next God.
Yeah.
And the thing is dark, though, because the whole thing starts...
High Rise Invasion?
Huh?
They just dropped something on Netflix called High Rise Invasion. It sounds a lot like that kind of thing.
It might be because, you know, this is a concept that's actually been touched on a lot and stuff. But this shit is like, it starts off with basically like the main character about to kill himself. Like, he's about to commit suicide. And his guardian angel's like, before
you do that.
you about to be God.
Right.
Like, you about to be God. Like, chill. Like, what's going on? But it actually goes into it because the person who's like, out of the 13 people, they're from all different walks of life, all different personalities. Some people are like pieces of shit and everything. Some are actually like cool people. Some are logical. Like, some are emotional, like the fucking main character and shit. So it's actually, it's a really good genre if you want to read and stuff. When the anime comes out, I'm definitely watching that. But what happened? I've been doing nothing but playing fucking Warzone. Who's that? Shout out to the production.
I've been filming my ass off.
Yeah, every day I get on fucking Instagram and everything. I'm just saying, fuck, on his story and shit, this boy just out filming, and I'm like, all right, cool, do your thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like what I've been watching. I finally got my girl to sit down and watch fucking Daredevil. So she just finished season 1 of Daredevil. I was extremely happy. The whole time she's like, "Oh, is he going to get a suit? Is he going to?" I'm like, "Babe, relax." The whole series is about how he actually becomes Daredevil and shit. So then the final episode of season 1 is literally entitled Daredevil. So she was like, "Oh, this is it." And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Wait a minute, why is his suit red and black?" I'm like, "You didn't listen 2 seconds ago?" Like, he said the black parts are more protective and everything. The red parts might survive a slash or some shit. And I was like, "No, don't worry, baby. We gonna get into it though." And so she actually thoroughly enjoyed season 1, so I'm really happy. I haven't finished Snyder Cut. No, we talked about that before we started rolling. You said you finished it. You did enjoy it more.
I did enjoy it more.
I have maybe I want to say half hour to 45 minutes left. They said this shit 4 hours long. It feels a lot longer than 4 hours long, but they break it up into segments. So there's 5 or 6 segments.
Parts. Yeah, something like that.
And it's so you could pretty much clear one and stuff like that, and then just stop it and clear. Yeah. But I'll be honest, watching this straight through, at least finish half of it.
I watched it straight through. Sat there 4 hours. Lugged that shit. Took a break.
Can't do that.
Potty break. Came back. Lugged that shit.
I forgot if it was IGN. I think it was IGN that had released. It's like, listen, we know it's 4 hours, and it's gonna be kind of hectic, so we broke it up for y'all. All right, chapter 1 is 20 minutes. Chapter 2, just to give us a little.
Yeah, I mean, they should do that. I mean, they definitely do that with Netflix shows. What they'll do is if once a show drops and everything, they'll pretty much after they finish each episode, they'll drop a review. All right, listen, episode 1's here, episode 2's here. That's why I be trying to rush because my phone be going off of everything from them. Like, oh yeah, episode 3, here it is. I'm like, fuck, no, stop watching. And I'm trying to beat them. Meanwhile, it's fucking 3 in the morning and shit like that. Just started. But saying that, that's all I've been watching. Been playing just Warzone. We're gonna go ahead. We do not have Tron with us today. So, movies topics, I guess that was just our movies segment right there, a little mini one. Go in and jump right out of that shit. And we're gonna go straight into the video game news. Saying that, I guess goes into also what we've been playing, or at least what I've been trying to play. I have been trying to fucking play Outriders since the goddamn demo dropped.
I couldn't download the demo. I didn't try too hard.
Well, try again because they finally released a patch or update, and I want to say after a month, I'm now officially able to actually jump into the demo. I created my character, and then after that, I jumped off, and I was like, all right, listen, I just wanted to make sure I was in the server. At least make sure my shit is registered, because I was telling Zay, because Zay was about to download it, and I was like, yo, I still can't get connected to the server. She's like, what? No, never mind. He goes, I think he was about to pre-order it too. I was definitely about to pre-order it, but then I'm like, yo, I can't connect to the servers on the demo, and it's about to be a month in, and I still can't connect to the shit. Nah, I'm not gonna pre-order that shit.
That money. Y'all ain't got it worked out.
And finally, they allowed it, and I jumped right in. And I was like, okay, cool, and it looks nice, and it's a looter shooter, so I'm cool with that. I love shit like that. And it's also a complete game. That's the best part about it. Fucking complete game. You can't be mad at that. So yeah, Outriders is now officially live. So all those who were on Reddit and everything saying that they weren't able to connect, you should now be able to connect, and we should be okay to actually get in there. Keep in mind, anything that you collect, any loot that you have, and your max level that you reach, I believe is level 7, you're able to get up to 4 skill points and everything. You can only click 3. You keep all that shit. But they also did announce anyone who were using any exploits or cheats to get all the legendary items, your shit's going to either be wiped out or you're going to be banned. I think, personally, I would probably just reset their whole shit. Reset it all and everything, because then that's possibly still confirmed purchase, so make your money where you make your money. So just reset their account and everything. Make them think they about it. Allow them to keep it for the demo, but as soon as the game launches, hit reset and all that shit. We're going to go ahead and get into, I guess, our first official topic, which I showed you guys a trailer right before we hit record and everything of the first announcement, but now also the rename of it. So Project Athia was originally announced, I want to say, was it early last year? I want to say during the PlayStation event. Project Athia was a third-person action-adventure type game that's made by Square Enix, I want to say. I could be bullshitting, but I do believe it's Square Enix. And it was going to be a PlayStation 5 and PC only. Then there was rumors that apparently it's only timed exclusive, so who knows on that. But we have now gotten word that they have officially renamed the game to Forspoken? I was going to say Forsaken. Jesus Christ. I'm fucking thinking about Destiny. But Forspoken. So Forspoken is now the official title for Project Athia. Project Athia was just a work in progress title. So it is now Forspoken. The character design looks a little bit different and everything. They actually showed who the main character is, who is how do you say?
The actress.
Yeah, the actress. But what do they call it? Who does like the mocap and everything? So the person who does the voice is also the one who does. I'm guessing that is all the mocap, and it's the person who did everything like based off of.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Same thing. What was the game? The Star Wars drone.
Oh,
Unleashed.
yeah.
How the main character, he also looked like the actor as well, and same as what was the other game by Remedy Games that was on Xbox, The Book of Stop Time?
Looper? No.
No, not Looper. That was the movie. The boy that played Bobby in X-Men. He was the main character in the game.
Bobby Frost.
Yeah. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. What the hell did I just say? Oh, Remedy Studios.
Yeah.
Remedy Games. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Remedy Entertainment. And no, that's not you. Games. Oh, there it goes right there too. Oh, no, switch over. Control, cross for Quantum Break. There we go. Quantum Break. So yes, the actor who played Bobby in the X-Men movie, he's also in Quantum Break. He's the main actor. And also, so pretty much the way that they did that in Forspoken, make sure I get that title right again. In Forspoken, they actually showed it from the stuff that I showed you guys from the official review and also the second released video that I also showed you explaining the release of the title and I guess the reveal of the actress and who also does the mocap and voice acting. How does that make you feel? Or like, what are your thoughts on it?
That they're gonna push it back. They already got it released for like next year, 2022. That's when they said the release is gonna come out.
Yeah, I do believe that was it.
But like from the official trailer reveal that what you said came out dropped last year to now.
Yeah, coming out next year. Initial release date. Yep, next year.
It almost seemed like they not just the character, but almost the whole game. They about to switch it up, do some different things with it, and that may cause them to push it back from 2022 to 2023.
Okay, and how do you feel about it?
I have trauma from not saying no. I hate when games get pushed back, so I hope it doesn't get pushed back.
Yeah.
But I liked the trailer. I really liked the maneuverability of the main character, how she was just getting around, and I like that it seemed like she's a earth bender sort of thing, sort of kind of. I don't know her power set exactly, but it seemed like she was sort of earth bender type thing. So I like that too.
And I also like how they made the model after the actual actress who plays the voice, instead of going with like a different.
Yeah, they starting to do that a lot now, and I actually do appreciate it.
Right.
They did the same thing with Control from Remedy Games, and the girl who played Abby in The Last of Us 2, I believe. I believe because the actress that did her mocap, and she looks a lot like her as well.
Like her.
Yeah, and also from Ninja Theory. The people who did Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, also the actress looks like her as well.
Abby didn't have to die. But
fuck Abby.
You don't like Abby?
Nah, Abby was actually cool.
Fuck Ellie, honestly.
Yeah, I can't stand Ellie.
Ellie emotional shit.
We had a whole conversation on that shit too about how Ellie was just fucking trash and everything. Trash. By the way, season 2 of The North's coming back and everything. You could go and watch the backlog so far on all your favorite streaming platforms and everything. Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcast, Stitcher, I believe, and Anchor. And also the final episode that was released on that was the, I guess you could say the release interview, kind of, for Leek and Tron's movie that they had at that time. So, yes, please go and rewatch that. Season 2 launching soon. Shameless plugging. Gotham Knights. This was a game that we were actually, or at least I was extremely fucking happy for, just to see that it was actually happening, because it looks like they're going with the Court of the Owls story arc, which I'm completely fine with. I would love to see that, and it's pretty much based off of the Bat family minus Batman. So main characters including Nightwing, Batgirl. They don't have Damian.
That's not Damian?
No, that was actually Red Robin, Tim Drake. Which was very interesting. Red Hood But I do believe Damien does come in through the story.
Okay.
Because that was Tim Drake. I swear that was Damien. He had the hood and all and stuff. I was like, oh, that's Damien. And then no, it was Tim Drake. So I was actually extremely pissed. But that game looked amazing, and it was pretty much kind of like a looter shooter, but it's not a shooter, so I don't really know how to explain it. But yeah, it's like a looter game. And they're trying to go with a whole RPG route, which I don't know how exactly it's going to fare well with the whole Batman thing, but I guess it's only because I'm so used to the Arkham games.
I like that idea of the RPG route though.
I enjoy it too because I'm just a sucker for that type shit.
Me too,
I love RPG games,
yeah.
but it's like I don't know how well it's gonna fare in the Batman universe.
Do you
See, well, then again, like you said, you was used to the Arkham games, and this is not. Who was it? Rocksteady. This is not their studio that's making.
Yeah,
the game.
no, it's the one who did
It's a whole different.
Yeah,
well, knowing that now, I'm a little bit more excited because I thought it was just gonna be the same as the Arkham games.
No, it's actually the one who did the Batman Gotham Knights video game. Here you go. It still says it to release this year. Well, I know. Before I actually jump into this, the reason why we bring up the topic is because the release date has officially been pushed back to next year with no actual release window. Well, I guess release window meaning what quarter it will be released in, but it will be released in 2022, no longer 2021. And the reason they say that they are giving the game more time to develop, giving more time to developers so that they can release the best possible game for players or the best possible experience, which is okay, and I'm happy for because when this whole COVID thing basically came out, a lot of people just said, yeah, listen, it is what it is. Everything had pretty much got put on hold, and so I'm fine with that. As long as one, they do not cancel the game, and two, they put it the fuck out. So yeah, I'm fine with that. Warner Brothers Games Montreal.
Do you think
Arkham Origins?
The RPG format is going to be you're playing like as Nightwing, Batgirl, or one of them, or you're going to create your own character?
No. The game is you're playing as Batgirl, Nightwing, Red Hood, or Tim Drake. You're playing as one of the four. It's only I think up to 3 people
at a time,
or there's only 2.
What's a co-op?
Yeah, it's also it's drop in drop out co-op, which is what I'm actually extremely happy for. I do like that. And my thing is, so the trailer or the gameplay that they first released, they pretty much just focused on Batgirl, which was fucking fine with me because it's Barbara. Like I fuck with Barbara Gordon and everything and stuff. So I'm really happy for that. And also, she's not in a wheelchair, so that's really amazing. We know Joker didn't get to her yet. But yeah, but the game is developed by the people who did Batman Arkham Origins. So it's not by the Arkham Knight series, or the like the Arkham City and all that shit. Arkham Asylum. It's not by those people who did Arkham Origins. So
Arkham Origins different in gameplay.
It felt our Origins felt a little bit more loose. I guess you played more of it than me. I only started the game. I never finished that shit because I'm just a bigger fan of Rocksteady stuff. So you could speak more to that.
No, Arkham Origins was definitely. It was totally different. Well, gameplay wise, it was more free. I guess you can also say, and also they had a whole different cast. Different Batman voice. I believe Joker voice was all different.
That was the one where they first introduced to driving around in the city, right?
No, that was Arkham Knights.
That was the one that came after that?
Yeah, Arkham Knights came out
after Origins.
After Origins,
Then what happened in Origins? Is that the one?
Origins was pretty much like the whole prequel of like the beginning of Batman.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. So what? I could have sworn they added something new in that game.
This wasn't the first installment?
No, it was not. They had Arkham Asylum first, and they did Arkham City. And then Arkham Origins came out.
I stopped playing after Arkham City because I'm like, these are all the same, and what the fuck am I playing the next game for?
Well, Arkham Origins did have a bigger. You were able to go around the Gotham more.
I just hated the fighting because it was so like.
Yeah,
it was like
Christian
Bell fighting. It was Christian Bell, not fucking. Yeah, it was like, what the fuck am I doing? I don't want to play this.
And then it was like press Y to counter. Like
it was so simple.
But I do gotta say that they kind of did make their own little like fight style with that because the same studio I believe also made the Mad Max game, and they used the same fight style in that game as well. And a lot of people did kind of take in that whole thing as well because who was it? what the hell was that game? Mordor, Shadow of Mordor, and Shadow of War, the Lord of the Rings games. They pretty much took the same whole fight style as well, and they implemented it with them. But saying that, I am excited still for Gotham Knights. I am saddened that the game did get pushed back, but I do know that COVID has fucked over a lot of studios. And some studios, there are some people who have been better able to adapt to that shit, but then there's some that they just simply can't. They're just everything is just in house. So take the time that you need, get us the best game that you can, and hopefully it's great when it comes out. Last topic we have Xbox Game Pass. The rumors are back with them trying to acquire Ubisoft's back catalog and release everything on Game Pass. This has been a recurring rumor for the longest of time. I believe actually this rumor came out before EA Games was even part of Game Pass. So that was when EA came in, I was like, okay, cool. This might be pretty much Ubisoft saying, you know what, let them be the guinea pigs and stuff, and we'll see how it comes to be. If they do get Ubisoft, there's a lot of people have been saying Game Pass is probably like the best service there is in gaming and stuff. Yeah. Well, if they get Ubisoft, I don't honestly think that that's even like a question or a debate anymore. No. Game Pass is simply going to be the best value you can get, bang for your buck and everything, like in gaming, period, hands down. I do feel as though they should find a way to expand it, because I would like some Steam integration. And if they do that, I think that would be even better. But saying that, also, Xbox Live has now been rebranded to Xbox Services. It's pretty much them trying to like keep away also from Xbox Live Gold and everything. They're pretty much trying to say, hey, here's Xbox Services. You can upload your photos to Xbox Services instead of Xbox Live. Upload your videos to Xbox Services. Connect to Xbox Services. Basically, trying to have everything in a singular.
In one spot.
Yeah. I do think that is a healthy rebranding. I don't think it's like them trying to like completely change anything. Yeah. But Xbox is currently just rebranding everything. Same with like I do believe that Xbox is no longer just the actual console. It's simply just a brand. It's kind of like how Tesla is. Tesla is not the car, it's the brand. But the Model Y itself is the car and everything and stuff. So I think that's pretty much what Xbox is doing now. Xbox is no longer the console, but the Series X and the Series S is the console. Xbox is simply just the brand. So I do think that's what it is. But saying that and stuff, how do you guys feel about Ubisoft possibly joining Game Pass? A lot of people are saying that pretty much this is kind of taking away from everybody. Kind of like saying like now you're kind of strong-arming people into kind of going into Game Pass. I personally feel like, listen, I'm paying $15 a month for Xbox, or with your $15 a month, you get Xbox Game Pass, you get EA games within it, you get xCloud within it, so I can stream games to my phone or whatnot, and stuff, my tablet, which by the way works very well, at least for me, that is. And then you also get Game Pass on your PC as well. So
don't you still get like some, say, like backwards compatible games?
Yes, so they have their whole or I don't know if it's their whole library, but they have a lot of their library with back compat games as well. Okay, and on top of that, Bethesda is part of Xbox now, so you have a slew of Bethesda games now on Game Pass. So now if they add Ubisoft, like, bro, I'm getting all the Splinter Cell games back again.
Like for what? You say 15 a month?
15 a month and everything.
That's a good thing.
Like it's like the only thing is like I think it's pretty much going to be like it's like a Blockbuster situation. Like you just have like everything in one store, and then my thing is that like before people were saying it's not sustainable, but now we have PlayStation saying that like, hey, we're going to pretty much be doing the same thing. So it obviously is sustainable, or it's pretty much like them kind of now knocking on everybody's door and everything, kind of like death's waiting. Like, listen, if you don't become part of this, like, you're probably screwed over.
Get with it or lay down.
Yeah. Because, but at the same time, Blockbuster went out of business when Netflix came around. Yeah. So it's like, what's going to be the service to then knock out Game Pass?
Yeah.
Or full what dive. Innovation? You said what?
Full dive.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit. So it's kind of like, because you can't even say it's like Netflix anymore, because they have other things. It's pretty much like if Netflix then got Paramount Plus and
it's the Amazon
Hulu.
Of gaming.
Yeah, pretty much. There you go.
It's the Amazon of gaming.
And the funny thing is, Amazon is their main competitor. So like, At least for
Amazon
services,
is
at least.
everybody's main competitor.
Yeah.
Honestly,
The fuck?
Yeah.
they sell food, bro.
Bro, they
That's
sell everything.
dark.
Bro, not even that. They also fucking. They don't just only sell food. They also now got your prescriptions, so you go order your medicine and everything
Yeah.
now.
That's
Like,
dark.
yeah, they own Whole Foods, so you know, like it's just great. You go buy an Alexa device at Whole Foods. That shit crazy. But saying that,
There's so much wrong with that.
saying that, we're gonna go ahead and bring the game section over to an end. Is there anything else you guys wanted to put on that and stuff?
No,
Anything else with Ubisoft joining and everything?
I'm low key, very low key an Xbox fan. The reason why I switched, is the Ring of Death.
Oh yeah,
For the
360
360,
era.
so I was just like, I'm not going back to that
Oh,
shit.
you know what's funny? I never had the Ring.
Oh
of
my
Death.
god, I used to get that shit
I was blessed.
faithfully.
I was blessed to
Faithfully.
have throughout the whole generation. Never
Mhm.
fucking got it
I
once.
got that from faithfully.
And you
bro.
know what's funny too? Like like the 360 era too, and everything was like so amazing and everything that like there was people who apparently they figured out. So what was happening was like the you know when you solder things onto like the motherboard. So
Yeah.
pretty much the soldering was actually from the heat of the system was actually
Yeah.
making it come loose.
Yeah.
So some people what they were doing
Sweet
is they were
solder.
wrapping the 360s in tiles, turning the oven on, putting it in to like solder everything back on, and it was working.
What? I would.
Yeah,
I ain't
bro.
never go that far.
Yeah, yo,
Right.
you know what's
What the
funny?
fuck?
I didn't even know that shit until I was watching a video about like 2-3 months ago, and they were
What?
explaining how people were doing that, and I was like, "What
I
the
believe
fuck?"
it.
I was like, "But how did y'all even think
How
about
did y'all
that?
think
Was
of that?
Reddit even around at that time?
Exactly,
like, y'all was on 4chan with that shit? Yeah, just toss it in your oven. Like, what the fuck?"
Yeah, that shit used to kill me.
yeah.
Ring of Death. And then
But-
my disc thing will always get stuck too.
Oh, word.
So I had to paper clip it to open the disc or get the
Yeah.
game out, switch games.
Rest in peace, Alexis and everything. But she had told me that but she used to do it. She used to get stuck all the time, so she would have to grab like a fucking like butter knife and shit.
butter
Show it in
knife,
there and
paper
then
clip,
force
and
that
just-
shit out.
Yeah, I've been there.
But yeah,
360 days.
hey man, gaming is fucking crazy. It's funny how like we all kind of did like the same shit with
Yeah.
certain things, and no one ever knew each other. Like I was just thinking about when with the Nintendo 64, how many everyone blew into it or grabbed an alcohol jar and started wiping that stuff. Who told you that though? It was just boom. You just did it.
Monkey.
Yeah, like, you just fucking did it. But hey, that shit hell's over. I remember when I got my Switch. I fucking popped the cartridges in the Switch and everything, and it said couldn't read cards, so I popped it. I was like, I still gotta do this shit. Nintendo, what's wrong with you?
We just like y'all using the technique. That's
Yeah,
all.
real shit. Well, saying that, we're gonna go ahead and bring over now officially the gaming section over to an end, and then we'll toss it over to sports. Then we'll get into world topics, and then we'll go ahead and give it a bye. So go ahead. What are we talking about now?
All right. Well,
You got the computer case?
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out to Otterbox, man. Bring your sponsorship right here. That boy done seen it.
All right. Just first to start it off, legendary Laker Hall of Famer Elgin Baylor passed away today.
Oh, you did? I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Damn.
wow.
86.
Wow.
Start off with a somber note. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
86.
And had to.
That's a healthy life. Fuck it.
86. He was drafted first overall by the Lakers in 1958
Damn.
Wow.
when they was Minneapolis.
Wow.
Not even
Minneapolis
Los Angeles.
Lakers.
Minneapolis
Wow.
Lakers.
Damn.
Goddamn.
That man is history in itself.
That's a full life, yeah.
So, R.I.P. to him.
R.I.P.
From somber news to a little bit of upsetting news.
Oh, bye.
Uh-oh.
Upsetting. Why are we upset?
Let's see. Houston, Texas quarterback, Deshaun Watson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's going through some sexual allegations,
Yeah.
and as of this week, 13 more sexual allegations have been put on him.
13.
Yeah.
13 more.
Damn.
One coming from a massage parlor claiming that he inappropriately rubbed his manhoods on one of the masseuses and then
Yo.
tried to ask for a little private
Happy ending.
happy ending.
Oh, no.
That's out of pocket. That's not funny.
It's out of pocket, but Deshaun Watson, get yourself together, man.
That's
You-
crazy.
Now,
Through the
Do you? I know this is a serious topic, and I know we shouldn't really question certain shit. But do you give any credence to the rumor that this is happening because he's trying to drive his price
I was just about to ask that.
Because like he apparently hates it where he is and everything.
Oh,
he wants
so
to
kind
get
of to drop his volume down.
Yeah.
He'll
So
put
basically,
his
the
numbers
people's like, listen, we can't do this. We gotta let you go
out.
because he does pretty much have a guaranteed contract anywhere he wants to fucking
I
go.
thought it was the other way around, like because he wants to get traded.
Oh, no,
these
no, no,
rumors
no, no.
are coming out.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I
was
thought
like,
you were
what? That
saying.
doesn't-
Yeah. Well, with that, that's something that I've been seeing go around. I do not agree with it and stuff. But you know, if the allegations are true, then get him the fuck out of here and shit. But you know, even if it is true that he's the one kind of like putting his shot out there like that, like bro, like relax. I understand you hate it where you are and shit, but
I feel like it would be more true the other way around. That people like the allegations are coming out because he wants to get traded.
oh yeah.
Not to say that the women are doing that, but
That's also possible because again, these are just rumors and everything,
Yeah.
not the allegations.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
allegations
no.
that came out, those aren't
Yeah.
rumors and everything. But like the whole thing with like you know why it's happening and stuff, the
Yeah.
reasons behind it, and stuff, like those are just rumors on everything that's happening
Yeah.
and shit like that. Although the allegations are not rumors, they are like allegations that are
Yeah.
put out there. But on why it's happening and stuff and the reason for it happening, that's completely different.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if I don't know, man.
Does he have like is there like a court date set? I heard. a while
These are
ago
just
that
allegations.
Yeah,
There aren't any charges that
No
have been
charges yet.
Gotcha.
to my knowledge.
So,
At least that's been.
No, nothing. It's just all allegations. He already had 6 this week. 13 more had dropped on him.
13 more, damn.
13.
So he had 19, 20, damn.
And that's the thing. Like where there's smoke, it's fire, or there's a dumbass that don't know how to light a fire. You know, there's definitely something brewing over there.
None claim rape. None claim the pill pop or anything. But sexual harassment is still.
Yeah, you see the other thing that we were talking about the other day,
Yeah.
how like a lot of people and everything that they're using the whole sexual harassment thing or whatever to pretty much trying to like throw like smoke and everything so that you can't see like the other shit that's going on. Like the bull from New York and shit, how it's like, oh yeah, I don't want to be known for like all these motherfuckers. I don't think you were here when we were talking about it. Pretty much like he don't want to be known for like, hey yeah, I'm pretty much the cause of the death of all these fucking elderly people. All these motherfuckers died and I hit it, but. Instead of being known as this fucking murderer, motherfucker, I'd rather be known as the person that's been inappropriately talking or, like, you know, being suggestive to women. I'd rather be known as that than a murderer. So, you know, like, I don't know. It could... Listen, man, hopefully the truth comes out and everything.
Yeah.
And all the shit gets handled. But we really don't know. Like, but, yeah, that's a fucked up thing to be into.
Yeah, Sean Watson, get your life together, sir. Please.
Yes.
All right. On to the next topic. Of course, it's March Madness. College basketball all around. Well, there was a little bit of a drama going on with the NCAA women and men training facility.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Just tell them the people
yeah,
that's
yeah,
watching.
put it out
The people who don't know, just
Yeah,
tell
go
them. Just
through
tell
it,
them.
All right, so pretty much men training facility full of weight, equipments, everything that they need. Huge, could fit the whole Sweet 16 in there. As far as the women, it's pretty much
Bare
a little,
bones type shit.
yeah, a locker room with what? Just
There was
dumb
one stack of dumbbells. or
Yeah,
something.
that's it. Just one stack of dumbbells. The NCAA women was not getting treated fairly like the men, but things have changed. They have looked up. They have now gotten a bigger facility with more weight equipments and everything.
But it should have had to come to fucking news articles coming out and everything.
There's
Yeah,
See,
how
here's the
that- how
thing
that
though.
even
Like
happened?
that's, I was thinking the same thing because this is women get treated unfairly, you know, throughout the world. This is something we know. Same with the WNBA, salary wise. Candace Parker, a famous, known name WNBA star. All right, everybody knows who Candace Parker is. She's that talented. What was her? She's no longer with the Los Angeles Sparks, but when she was signed to a 5-year contract, $500,000 a year.
Damn.
That's now you got guys who's playing in the G League.
That's
which
making
is-
that much money.
That's
Making more.
making more. Like they got contracts for 2 years worth $5 million.
Yeah.
That's
And it's funny because I was actually Reggie from work. I was just talking to him about that. Me, him, and Chris was talking, and we said that like, if you're gonna compare like the WNBA to the NBA and stuff like that, there are certain things that have to be brought up. But at the same time, that regardless and everything, there still are some inconsistencies within the pay. So like, okay, of course, there are more viewers of the NBA than WNBA.
Right.
That's not a debate and everything.
Mm-hmm.
With more viewerships and everything, that lets sponsors and everything know, okay, listen, I want to put my shit here. So more money gets dumped in there by sponsors and anyone of that sort of stuff, and therefore, within more people there, more eyes there, the NBA themselves are going to want to dump more money in that.
Yeah.
The WNBA does not have that many viewers, so therefore there's going to be less of promotion and sponsorships and everything and stuff like that, and partnerships thrown in there and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So right off the bat, there's already a money difference in like what is actually what your profit margin is and stuff like that when it comes to things like that. But it also has to be said. Correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't China also hold money within the NBA?
Within the NBA,
I know it's for broadcasting and everything and stuff.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to that. So even they own it. Like, bro, it's a crazy cycle when you see all the hands that are within the pot.
Yeah.
Like everything is something that. So there's a lot of things that attribute to like why the pay is the way it is and stuff. And I feel like it is kind of, how do you people say, like a multifaceted equation and everything of like how like everything comes to be. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that it's still happening and everything, and the pay is different. So like I could understand, like, hey, listen, company A or whatever has a lot more investors in it and everything, and has a lot more eyes on it, so therefore they make a lot more money. They sell more tickets, they sell more merchandise and everything, so therefore those who work for them get paid more. Company B, they have a good amount of viewers and everything, they sell good and everything, they have good enough sponsorships and everything, they have enough programs that are out there and stuff like that, but they simply do not reach what company A does. So therefore, they probably can't afford to do it. Not saying that they can and everything, because they also are part of the NBA.
Right.
But maybe that once you start paying more, then then therefore things you have to start making back more.
Yeah.
And maybe that ceiling is a little bit lower because of maybe it is just the viewership. Maybe it is something just as simple as that. But that's not saying that you can't like bring it up there.
Yeah.
So like that's
how
what
many people are watching the G League then? Because if the contracts are that equitable to someone a male in the G League,
Yeah.
But that's what I'm talking.
Top of the WNBA,
Exactly.
Was around Candace Parker. She was probably one of the more notable people.
Mm-hmm.
So then,
So she probably getting paid close to the highest.
so that I feel like
$500,000 a year. Which
that doesn't. That's still
And
crazy.
Who's watching the G League?
I think that's also what comes into like when it comes to broadcasting. I mean, how many times like do you go on TV and everything and they're just talking about the NBA versus how many times they actually talk about the WNBA?
Yeah.
Like it
You
also
definitely put the viewership
it,
up.
it goes into also how much is not only is it paid promotion, but actually how many people are actually just going there to watch specifically for this.
Yeah.
So now that is also a fault on both how much money you're putting into it and everything to actually get people to talk about it more.
Yeah.
Because listen, man, if you have a news topic that wants to do it, you're gonna grease somebody's palm and everything and like, yo, push this out there and stuff. I want you to talk about this. So if you have to do that for the WNBA to get it up there, then go ahead and stuff. Like I'm trying to see that and everything. Or, bro, just fucking call it a quits and just merge the two together. Fucking do it. Like it's gonna be a little weird at first and everything to see and stuff, but at the same time and everything.
Playing against each other?
No, merge them together.
Make it one entity.
Yeah, like we're not gonna hold it separate and everything and stuff. Have the men playing with the women and stuff like that. Like just do the whole shebang. And again, it's gonna take a little getting used to, but at the same time, if you're a professional player, you're a professional player, hands down. So it's like that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Like just make it like that.
And it was like a couple years ago where they started bringing WNBA stars to the All-Star game to kind of make viewership
More
to
awareness.
get them out there, but it's still they're being treated unfairly. And me and coworker Scott, we was talking about this, like how can
You call him coworker Scott?
yeah.
Scott.
he is, but I'm still new there, so he's just a coworker.
Co-worker Scott. All right.
But yeah, we was talking about what needs to be done to get the WNBA, noticed and maybe potential rising in salary and all. And kind of like what you said, viewership. We don't need a rerun of the 2012 NBA championship game playing on TV when we got a WNBA game going on live. You know, we like that.
Do you think?
That's
I think Shaq said it. One of them people on TNT said it. They were talking about lowering the net so more females could dunk to make the game more exciting. Do you
Shaq
think
said
that would
it.
help?
I see. All right, so I don't know if it's gonna be like. I feel as though within sports in general, it's competitive.
Mm-hmm.
So if you simply do not have that competitive drive, it's not for you then.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. If you love to play basketball, go ahead and do it and everything and stuff. Now, when you talk about the WNBA and everything, when I'm sitting here saying merge the two, now then that's going to be a different thing. Because it's like, okay, do you keep the net at where it's at or lower it? Well, then, okay, well, then what's the average height?
Mm-hmm.
Are the average height different? And stuff like that? You know, and then it gets into that because the height of the net is there for a reason.
And then there's also the thought that some players train their shot like they
For the 10-foot rim.
Yeah.
the arc of their shot and
Yeah.
everything. So you lower it, now it's like
Plays off.
That's years and damn near a
Yeah.
lifetime
Wow.
of fucking, like, just, you know,
I didn't even think about that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing against it. But I don't know if it's a good idea, but I think it's something good to talk about. But at the same time, people always are getting bigger, stronger, and faster. So eventually, there are high school girls now that's dunking.
Yeah.
So eventually it's going to catch up where it's going to be a normal thing for females to dunk.
well, then again, like it's a lot of females that know how to dunk, they just don't do it.
Yeah.
Because it's like what Lisa Leslie, another WNBA legend, went through when she made that dunk. As cool as it was to a lot of people, a lot of people gave her backlash about it. A woman dunking,
Yeah.
that's
Wow.
They gave her backlash.
They gave her
about it?
backlash for that?
yeah. She said a lot of people gave her backlash because she dunked. They didn't think it was a woman's place to dunk a ball.
Wow.
What?
Okay.
I never heard that.
Yeah.
Like, I can't dunk a ball. I'm playing basketball. What
Isn't
the
that
fuck?
the
I can't
sport?
dunk.
Right.
Okay. That's goofy. Alright.
So women just need to be treated fairly. And
And I think that's why also, like, with the thing is, like, if you were to merge both the WNBA and NBA, like, I do feel as though, like, it's gonna end up being, how do you say, there's gonna be a certain, like, bar that you have to reach.
Mhm.
Same as in order to be in the NBA, there's a bar to reach and everything. In order to be in the WNBA, there's a bar to reach. But, like, now, where does that bar set? Because if you're gonna have everybody together, then I think if you can reach this bar and everything, you are a professional player.
yeah.
And if you're a professional player in the WNBA, I don't think that kind of sets you apart from the NBA and everything. Because regardless, there needs to be a skill like that you had to have achieved just to even get there.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's kind of like in the military and everything when you have certain requirements for like men and women.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the women's requirements are lower. The amount of push-ups you have to do and everything and sit-ups and shit, like they're lower than men.
Yeah.
Now, if you actually meet the men's requirement, then you just meet the requirement.
Yeah.
It's not like, you know, like that does anything like more for you and everything. Like, congratulations, you've met the requirement. But in terms of the WNBA and NBA, like, it's not really that because you don't get drafted off of like, you know, like, hey, I'm able to do this much or that much and everything. Like, no, put your highlight reel together and everything. Let's see what you're able to do. I'm trying to watch you perform, and how can you continuously perform? Anybody can have a good game, but how can you actually do it time after time and everything and stuff like that? And then that's what it goes into of like, this is probably going to have to be something that starts off in college.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just say fuck it and just merge it all together.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to have to. And, you know, I mean, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it and everything,
Yeah.
but I do think that it's not going to start in the NBA or WNBA. It's going to start in college because, again, people are going to, need to start getting used to actually seeing it. But then there's also going to be a lot of male Eagles that are going to be hurt within it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's feasible. Honestly.
I don't think it is at first, but I do think that if we do start it off in college and make it the norm, then I think that it can actually be somewhere.
You're
Because-
saying like collegiate ball be hosted the same way basically.
What you mean by that?
What are you saying by it?
So
What is
yeah,
it?
yeah. So like basically like have men and women playing together and everything and stuff like that.
Oh.
Like in college, started
Against
off
each
there.
other.
No, not like men versus women and everything.
I
I'm
mean,
talking
like on
about
the same
men,
team.
yeah,
Same
on the
team.
same team and everything. Men
Oh.
and women together
I
on
would
the
be
same
I would
team.
be against that, and the only reason I'm against that is because, like you said, the standard in the military is different. It's a biological difference between men and women.
Yes.
So if you put like an average, not an average NBA player in a WNBA setting, he might be the best player on the court. even though he's not really the best player with men, and that's taken away from the women's talents. You just put an average person, and now he's a superhuman or superwoman with men.
That is completely true and everything, but that still goes into the fact that like if you are a professional player, then you are able to compete at this level.
Yeah.
I think it's separate standards, though. I think it has to be
I
separate
feel like
standards.
it's interesting because like if you look at like Amanda Nunes, I watched her last fight and everything. She's a monster, and she can't find anybody to fight her really anymore. And I would say, except for like a top percentile of male fighters, she's gonna knock anybody out. I'm not stepping up to Amanda Nunes like, okay, let's run me this speed. Like, I'm gonna get knocked out. I guess that's just the thing. So I don't know if it's just. Is that just because of the sport of basketball, in that, I don't know, like you have to run faster or jump more? Because I mean, fighting is, I don't know, I feel like the most intensive sport you can get. And I would say in the UFC, there'd be a lot of people up to a certain level. There's a lot of people Amanda Nunes would beat. I'm not going to say she's the only person, but I know like they don't have any. They have to find new people for her to fight now.
I do understand that, but then again, you're talking about like fighting somebody versus playing basketball. Now I'm not.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like I do feel as though like there is going to be somewhere where like you draw the line, but I do feel as though like listen, man, if you are good enough, then you are good enough.
Yeah,
like that's just period and everything and stuff like that. How many people you don't see dunk and everything, but they could shoot. They could shoot their ass off.
Right.
I don't agree with that because, like, what happens to the average female WNBA player?
Well, then you have the G League.
That's, but they already have their own league. They don't need. I think it would be better to build up their league than to integrate it.
But in their own league and everything, they're still not getting paid the same.
Yeah, I think it would be better just to build up their league than to integrate with men because it's like. Yeah. What about the little girls who see, like, it's only 7 female WNBA players in the league? I don't want to be a basketball player no more. I got to be one of the 7 best in the world instead of seeing the whole league with 200.
That's true. No, that's completely true. Or they look at it like they're good enough to compete with the men. I want to be that.
But realistically, we cutting out at least 50% of WNBA players off the rip.
Possible, yeah. It definitely is possible. But that's why I said if now you integrate them and everything within the G League and everything, then that possibly averages it out.
I say like the best.
You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but
but my thing is that like because then you get into situations that like what you just said and everything with like the workout equipment and everything and stuff.
Right.
Like it's literally as simple as they just don't see them on even playing fields. Plain and simple, they don't. Yeah. So it's not like me like just saying, yo, listen, we should give them a handout. No, because they worked to get where they're at, and even though they put in that work, they're still not reaping any of the benefits.
Right.
Like, yes, okay, they are considered, like, professional ball players, but they're just looked at professional women ball players versus actually being a professional player.
Right.
And, and there's always going to be that way that people look at them and stuff like that. And I'm not saying rebrand it so that people look at them differently. I'm saying if you just integrate it together and everything, because, like, you are right in everything. Like, the average, it's like, even what you said, like, with the UFC and everything.
Yeah.
Once you get past a certain point and everything with the men and everything, it's probably not even going to be a fight and everything. Like it's probably not. Even was it that transgender and everything MMA fighter and stuff like that. Now fighting women and stuff like that and whipping every woman's ass and shit like that. That's there. And like so like I do understand like there is like a difference and shit like that, but there still needs to be something like said with just how things are and how it's looked at and shit like that.
So, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think it's I'm not just gonna say
that was a disgrace that weight room, and then they showed the it was like the food situation too. Like I saw more pictures of it. And like they had like Lunchables versus like they had like the
cooked meals and all that.
I was just trying to figure out like how is this happening.
But that's the shit that I'm saying because they simply just don't look at them as like you listen. You're not here with them. You're not part of them. Now, I'm not saying basically like, hey, yeah, let's just be all inclusive and let's just throw them in and everything, although that might sound like what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that, listen, like, they're just simply not being treated on the same, like, as equally and everything.
I get what you're saying, and we can move on after this, but I think it'll be more damaging to, like, the average female athlete because she might, or even the little girl trying to be a female athlete, they might feel like they can't compete because it's men and women in that sphere. And I'll give you an example. Like
That's true.
when I went to Temple, they had intramurals. They had men's, they had women's, and they had co-ed. So you could choose.
Okay.
If they had just co-ed, I feel like a lot of girls wouldn't play.
Okay.
And if they had just co-ed, and I'll give you another example. People who would play in the men's who lost would go to co-ed because they know they could dominate that shit and they feel like they could get a championship through intramurals with co-ed rather than playing with just men. So I feel like that would just happen on a larger scale. Like we would just be damaging every little girl who wants to be an athlete. And it's like it wouldn't be fair to them. Even though I understand their pay isn't fair, but I just don't think that's the solution.
No, and I understand that and everything, but that's just like one solution.
Yeah, I get you.
So like, what else will be the solution? Because it's not as simple as listen, just cut them a bigger check.
No, it's
Because
not.
then you get into what I said and everything. Well, listen, well, how many viewers do they have? Are they going to be able to actually recoup that money back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Like
more,
it becomes a business thing after that versus
it
like
is a
okay.
business thing.
Well, no, it truly isn't, and that's what I'm saying. Like then
Yeah.
it gets into literally like what I said stuff. How do you make that money back? You can't simply just say pay them more.
Right.
How are you going to recoup that back now? It's like you're not going to take a loss. I'll tell you that right now. They're simply not.
I think it's a whole process. It honestly is a process, but I truly go with the take small steps first.
Yeah.
Air more games on TV.
Yeah, I think that's definitely
more
That's,
games.
that's pretty much.
that's not hard to do.
They
Well,
need to add
well,
more
that's not hard
teams
to do.
too.
Well,
This-
even at that, I don't even know if it's like air more game. I think what they should do is just like get when you have like your sports shows and everything. Like I said, grease the palms and be like, yo, listen, talk more about this shit.
Yeah.
Because at first it's like, regardless if they air more games or not, if you're only getting like 40,000 viewers and everything on the game, and I'm not saying that that's how many viewers you're getting. I'm saying if you're getting an average of 40,000 viewers and stuff like that and stuff, airing more games, you're just gonna have the same 40,000 viewers and everything. Maybe you'll pick up a couple hundred more and everything because it's on hours that people are home and shit like that.
Right.
But if you're not getting the word out there, yo, listen, there's another game playing. Here are the highlights. This is how it is and shit like that. Then you're still not going to get it. So I do think if we are going to take little
Sports
steps forward,
testing definitely has to be like a
yeah, the sport it has to push it more and everything and stuff. And I think maybe that might be the first step. Get the word out there more, and as everything starts to rise slowly and everything, then start putting more games. Excuse me. But yeah, we went off on a little tangent and everything, but
That's all good. It's
No,
all
it's
good.
good. It is definitely a process that still needs to be worked on and fixed. But on to the last topic, just a little fun topic that we kind of started talk about last week, which was where are we now? 2-3 weeks away from the All-Star game. All-Star game was like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. We got to see Steph Curry and LeBron James teaming up for the first time. Although it was just for one night, it was still good to see them teaming up. LeBron James went on to tweet that it was long overdue.
I know he was so hungry. Yo, come to LA. I know for a fact.
And that's the thing. Anthony Davis also tweeted not too long after that also that Steph Curry, unbelievable, amazing, right? Steph Curry, his contract expires next year, 2022. He's a free agent.
Please don't do
So here's the question: do y'all think that he potentially will go to the Lakers?
No.
No.
I don't think so. Realistically, no.
Well, I don't know, man.
I think it's
How old
a
is
fight
Curry
game.
now?
How old is Curry? Like 32?
31, something like that.
My dad, yeah.
He's another one that has a guaranteed contract anywhere he wants to go.
Yeah.
Well, depending on a cap room and everything, but he has a contract where pretty much wherever he wants to go and stuff, and he's going to get a lot of nice looking contracts. And I don't think right now is where he is going to be just chasing the bag. I don't think that, but I do think that it's a possible because right now the Nets are looking alright and everything. Like they're not looking half that bad. So I think once you get to the finals, well, first off, how the fuck do you get to the finals? I don't think Golden State gonna be doing it with their team right now.
No, they're not.
Not this year.
No,
Maybe
not,
next year.
not this year.
Well, even next year is
Maybe
probably
when
not
Clay
a
comes
possibility.
back. Him and Clay always work their magic.
They need
They work their magic.
They do, but at the same time,
That
you also
shit
have
is-
to think of, all right, cool. Once you get past a certain point and everything, are you good enough to now compete with everybody else on the other side?
I mean, you only gotta beat one team on the other side. For real, for real.
Yeah,
You only gotta beat one of them motherfuckers.
But I think my thing is like if he goes to like which this is all a big what the fuck if and
speculation,
everything and
yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. I think he No, he does a lot better, and I'm sure, like LA's over there looking like, yo, come over here, you don't have to work this hard. We'll just pass it to you.
No, I don't see him going to the Lakers anytime soon. I think he's a warrior.
I think
for
so
life. But at the same time, if later down the years, let's say he turned 36, like 36, 35, 36, still in the league, still feeling good to play. Yeah. I don't even see him going to the Lakers then.
Nah, fuck this. If he re-ups for a 1-year contract, he's leaving. I promise you, if he re-ups for a 1-year contract, he's out. He's leaving. He's
36. By the time he turned 36, LeBron be 40, so LeBron be out the league.
No. He didn't say he's staying until he plays for the Sun.
That's just a rumor.
No. He said he plays for the Sun. And if he can talk Curry into playing, he is never leaving. He's winning a ring with his son and Curry. And he might be happier because Curry's there. Forget his son.
Damn.
Down the line, once Curry gets to the end of his career, and if he's done with the Warriors, if anything, I see him going to like Charlotte, his hometown.
Okay.
Play with them. And end it there.
Listen, man. I'll tell you right now, when his contract's over, if he re-ups for a 1-year contract, he's leaving after that. He's leaving.
In 2022, he become a free agent. If he signs a 1-year deal,
after he's going to LA,
It looks like you're about to jet out.
He's going to LA and everything. He's going I'm looking at my chances and stuff, and then LeBron's gonna be there.
Trying to speak this shit into existence.
Because think about it.
Did that happen to the league, bro?
Well, think about it. It's like Curry is like one of the best shooters we have just ever seen.
The deepest ever.
And stuff. And then you're gonna go back to if he does go to LA and stuff.
Curry to shoot.
They're
not gonna lose.
That's what I'm saying.
Right
think about it. The fucking Warriors needed God and his 4 horsemen just to actually go ahead and trash LeBron. Or not even trash, but beat LeBron and everything in the finals. Yeah. They needed God and 4 horsemen, bruh. God came in a chariot with the freaking angel wheels and shit and stuff to help them out. And still, it was a game that they had to try to beat. But now think about it with Curry shooting and everything and LeBron right there, just rocking out, doing what he does. At his age, he don't want to have to work that hard no more just to get a dub. So start that. Hey, what you doing? Come hang out this weekend?
They do that shit all the time. I know they do that shit all the time. Yo,
come
your contract over next year, bro. I got extra house, I got extra home,
I got the school I started up, Listen, it'd be good for the tabloids if you just do a little something for there too.
Wow.
Just
teasing with it. Right.
I know this. I know this great spot. This great taco truck, just come slide through.
I need y'all to be there. We're gonna be there at 4:30.
All right. Shit.
That's pretty much the end of the topic. We shall see what happens with Curry 2022. If it's a 1-year contract for the Warriors, that's it. Well, that's the end of the sports topic there.
Well,
Passing on over to
Worldwide
News.
I know. Welcome. You made it to the part of this show where you got to turn your volume up. Say no.
Wow, that's a little self-awareness. The self-awareness, man.
All right, so it's still March, so of course we're starting with a woman, Marie Beatrice Davison Kenner. If you haven't heard of her, she's a famous inventor. She has 5 patents, know the date. Her most famous is 1957. I'm reading so I can get it right. She made a sanitary belt that also had an adjustable. That was adjustable and had a moist-proof napkin in the pocket. This was when women were still using cloth pads for periods. She also created a serving tray that was attached to a walking frame so you could walk around with the serving tray. She made the toilet tissue holder. Damn, I didn't read that before. She made a toilet tissue holder and a back washer. That's probably my favorite one. A back washer that you could mount on behind you in the shower and then get your back. I don't know how it worked. I should have figured that out. But the shower, got the back washer.
Wait, what?
Yes, she invented this. She was around in the 50s. I don't know if she's still alive, but Mary Beatrice Davison Kenner, if you want to look her up. That's our woman of the day.
Shout out.
All right, so to start world news, talk about my man. You see the top one? My man Trump. That's not my man, but
That's it, man. Stop lying.
But Trump is supposedly coming back to social media.
Rich, when you agree to those things and stuff like that, you do not have freedom of speech. But yeah. Yeah, you also give up on these services. You also give up your own freedom to your own content as well.
I knew that.
So yeah. Well, yeah, no, I don't think you should be silenced and everything. Now, is it right what you're saying? No. Like I'm not saying what he's saying is right, but I do not believe that he should have ever been silenced and everything and stuff like that.
That's awful. I don't think he should have been silenced, and the reason I say that is because who's to say was to be silenced next? Because we don't agree with what he's saying now, but who's to say what I'm going to say or what you're going to say or what you're going to say tomorrow? People not going to agree with it, and then we all get silenced or whatever. Like before. And I'll use this example a lot when I explain, not this, but just in general to people, why I don't really but I don't really believe in law, but before it was illegal to be literate and be black. Now, not saying it's going to get to that, but what if they start saying, like, it's illegal to be black and have your own opinion on social media, Instagram, whatever? That's why I don't agree with it, because I think it's a slippery slope that we go down. Because
we're already on this slope.
It's an FBI terror watch list to be a black extremism. That's an FBI terror watch list.
I did know.
And I think that's the crazy. Like we're pretty much on that slippery slope already. We're sliding down extremely fast because now they're talking so hate speech. Hate speech is it's legally it's not an actual thing.
Yeah.
Is it a thing to have hateful speech? Yes, but it's not an actual legal term. People are trying to make it a legal term, but I don't think what people understand is that is a double-edged sword.
I don't think. Yeah, you should never stop people from, like, even if people have hate speech, that's the way they feel. You can't make them feel a different way.
Well, that's the thing. Like, the reason why it's a double-edged sword and everything is because as soon as you say, like, no, this is hate speech and everything, it doesn't matter because now I can flip it on you.
Exactly.
Watch what you say. Because now you're speaking hatefully on me and everything. So think about it. All this shit that people don't talk and said about Trump and everything, the songs that were made and everything, the tweets, the memes and everything, that is now all considered hate speech if you make it a legal term and stuff. And that's what I'm saying, like, because it's also, it's a gray area on how do you actually define hate.
That's what I'm saying. It's a very gray area about how you define what has to be, what can or can't be said, or what.
Yes.
That's why I didn't agree with it, because it's like, it's a slippery slope. As soon as you start going down there, like you said, we're already on it. So we.
Especially in Canada. In Canada, it's extremely bad. That's actually what made. That's what got Jordan Peterson to the rise that he was in and everything and stuff. He was like, listen,
they kept trying to cancel him.
Yeah, like he was straight up. He's like, listen, I have no problem like referring to you as like the gender or whatever that you wish to be referred to as and everything. But if you legally mandate me, no. He's like, I'm not going to be legally forced to use language and everything and stuff like that. And he was even on the because people kept trying to say like, no, like you're like transphobic for this and stuff. And I understood where they were coming from. Mm-hmm. Like I do understood, but I didn't understand where they were coming from, but I don't think that they understood the starting point of it all. The whole starting point was literally the legal mandation and everything that you have to use this language. And he was like, no. He was like, I have no problem doing it, but I will not. And he was on a news thing, whatever. And there was a trans woman that came on there, and she had said her piece and he had said his. And the boy had asked him, they're like, yo, listen, would you refer to her and everything, either like as the name that she chooses or as she? And he took a second, which is what he normally does. He doesn't really reply instantly and stuff. So he took like 2 seconds and he was like, yeah, I'll refer to her as she. Because his whole thing was like, he rather know your motives behind it and stuff. Is it because your motive could be simply like, no, listen, I just want to be referred to as this. Yeah. That's fine. But there are some people who are out there like, I want to be referred to as this and everything because I want you to. Like, kind of like in the force. Yeah, so like, and again, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you come to, like, especially here, what's protecting us the most is the fact of our First Amendment. Yeah. But when you have platforms that you give away your freedom of speech and everything, such as every fucking social media there is out there, you now get into a gray area of like, no, you do not have freedom of speech and everything. Mm-hmm. But yeah. That's what happens when you willfully give it away. Yeah,
it wasn't wrong. I guess it wasn't illegal, but I don't think it was the right thing to do. Yeah. Even though I don't agree with none of the shit he says, but still. Yeah. All right, next topic. Biden is getting a little bit of hot water because of lack of transparency with the border.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because he tripped on the steps.
Oh, that shit was funny. But no, he's Well, I'm sure you guys know about the whole border situation, kids being detained away from their parents and whatnot. It's still going on. And every year, the Department Secretary and a couple senators go to border patrol, and like walk through, view the thing, and usually they take reporters with them, different reporters, different secretaries and whatnot. This year they had no outside media, no types of reporters, nothing. So they've been like, reporters been hounding hounding Biden and his people, like, y'all supposed to be the ones, y'all promised more transparency and whatnot, and this has never happened in recent administrations. Not Trump, not Obama, not Bush, none of that. Every other administration, the reporters been there to take pictures to report, and now they have it. So I don't know what's going on. None of us know what's going on there. How do y'all feel?
I think the biggest issue of it all is that, like, a lot of people like said, like, oh, this is all happening because of Trump, and they're like, no, this shit's been like this for the longest time. It's just that it came out to light a lot more when Trump was doing it and stuff. Because like, listen, if you're trying to find a way to get somebody to fuck out of office, you're gonna find any little thing and stuff like that. So I understood why, like, this was a lot coming out there with Trump, but this has been going on for forever. Like, this is just how it is and stuff. And not saying it should be that way, but this is just how pretty much our system is. It's really fucked up. Oh man, supposedly being the land of the free and everything, it ain't so fucking free once you step on here. Mm-hmm. Like that, it's like it's the wildest fucking thing ever and everything. And that's why it kind of like, listen, when Trump did the whole thing saying that was it like that they were gonna round up everybody from El Salvador and everything and send them all back and shit. Like that really hit me hard and everything because they're a very close friend of mine and everything. Someone we went to school with and shit. Her mom's from El Salvador. And her father's from Mexico, so it's like they were next on the board. So it's like, yo, and she's not legally married, so she would have to go back as well. But she is an adult, so it is what it is. She and then her younger sister and her two younger sisters and everything, and her younger brother. It's like, what's going to happen there?
Yeah, what the fuck?
So it's like it's a lot of things that happen, and so like what's the mom gonna do? Get sent back? She has nothing there. She's been here for more than half her life. Yeah. And stuff. My friend, she's been here her whole fucking life. I think she came here. I ain't gonna put all that out there. But that her younger siblings and everything have literally been here their whole fucking life. There's nothing left. Yeah. So it's like shit like that and everything. It gets me a lot. Because we all knew where this was going. Like, we knew this was gonna happen. That's why I never understood when people are like, oh no, there's gonna be so much change and everything. I was like, no, there's not. There's things that are just the way they are. It's not going to change and everything. You're just going to get better at covering it the fuck up, which is literally what you're doing. Yeah. Take the eyes of the media away and everything and stuff, and now it's just not happening because the media don't have eyes on it.
Sad to say, right now with Biden in the office, the only change that I think he's focused on is this whole COVID outbreak.
And the STEMIs.
And that's the only thing he's focused on. Nothing else. Until this COVID thing is taken care of. And this COVID thing could be going on for what, like the next 4 years?
They wanted to go
however long.
Yeah.
The CDC has changed their mind again on the social distancing. It's now 3 feet. So, COVID got skinny.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Lost some weight.
Something.
Yeah, listen, that's what I said. This shit was going to happen regardless. Like, a lot of people, they didn't want to admit it because they just had so much hope. My thing is that, like, you have to understand that part of the president's job is to clean up whatever mess the president before has done. But if the president before you did not clean up the mess before the president for him, and that president didn't clean up before the president for him, and on and on and on, then it's just a pile up of just bullshit that you have to work through and everything. And the issue is, these people, they're just going to focus on what's in front of them first, which is the whole COVID situation. So no, they're not gonna like fucking focus on this shit. They're just gonna keep covering it up. Like, it's okay, we're gonna put a band-aid on it and everything and stuff like that. Meanwhile, the fucking pipe bursted open and they're trying to put a fucking band-aid on that bullshit. It's like, no, this isn't working. So yeah, no, it's a sad situation that we're in. And it's a sad situation that people like a lot of shit. Forget the people, well not forget, but like, aside from the people that are being held up at the borders and everything, you're still having like people who are like straight up like still knocking down doors like, hey, listen, grabbing you and everything and just fucking taking them. Like it's a vicious cycle.
Vicious cycle. Yeah.
Dude, that's wild. How I was with thousands trying to get in, and then ICE is
trying to kick people out. Yeah. Rounding up people.
Okay.
All right, last topic. This was kind of a sad news wrap. We will come next week with something more. No, this not sad, but it's like.
Okay.
It's, no. This not sad.
it's been rough already.
I was saying the whole collective was sad, not just this one, not just this. All right, so they're trying to make a new voting law in Georgia to combat all of the allegations of voter fraud. I'm not gonna say it's true or not. I don't know, but this was the first time that Georgia has elected a Democratic president in 30 years. Like the state of Georgia elected for the Democratic candidate. Yeah. Boom, and they also had 2 Democratic senators. Not the last time this happened, but something similar also happened in 1890. Excuse me. There were 190,000 black men that voted. They rewrote the laws again. The next year, it was 600. So 190,000 to 8,600 after a year of changing the laws. So people are trying to say they're doing the same thing now. I don't want to go into this every specific part of it, but I'm gonna try to give you the quick little overview. So they're trying to change.
They gonna fucking try you, man. They gonna fucking try.
They're gonna try to change absentee voting, limit the use of ballot drop boxes, disqualify most provisional ballots cast outside of the home province or the home residence, pretty much the home state. So what does that mean? I just said a lot. What does that actually mean? So usually absentee voters are people who, well, they're trying to make it 65 and older. So usually absentee, all of these are geared towards minorities and people who have less money. So an example is like absentee voters, people who can't leave work and go vote during the week. They usually do it on the weekends or Sundays. They're trying to make it on these people 65 and older, even if you're poor or not. Also, the number of drop boxes and early voting, that was another way that people who are poor, who can't like take off a day of their job just to go vote. Because voting is usually on the weekday in the middle of the day for some reason. I don't know. So they're trying to cut that down. Then also they're trying to make it so that they can't hold early voting on Sundays. And this is a big deal in Georgia specifically because a lot of black churches in Georgia will have like souls to the polls or something like that for their Sunday service, and that around the time when voting was happening. So they're trying to cut that, no voting on Sunday, because they know it's for that type of people. So, and this is, you probably even heard of none of this for real. Because this is not something that you really, So what do y'all think? It's a lot more specifics. I don't want to get into the specifics.
This week?
They're going to be voting on it. Maybe next week. I think they're going to be voting on it. But this has been in the works for
Isn't
Georgia
the place that also got like the most like black people in offices? And I guarantee this is still somehow
If I had to guess, yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure this is still some, because I believe also in Georgia they also have it that like any contractors that have to be from like black businesses and stuff like that. I know that is definitely our military bases. Like on Fort Benning and everything, all the workers there, they're all contracted, they're all black and stuff. Like so I definitely know that. And literally I'm talking about from the people who work within the mess hall and everything, all the way to like the fucking people that sit behind the desk when if you suffer with depression, gotta speak to somebody. Boom, you talk to somebody. Like,
all of them, damn,
literally, I shit you not, and everything. So like, but I'm not sure about the rest of the state, but I do know that is how it is, at least for like, I'm guessing it's for like most federal. I'm not saying. But still,
y'all ready for another Republican riot?
Yeah, but my thing is this though, is like, regardless of how all that's going, I believe me and you had talked about this, about how they're changing. Was it me and you? I think it was. That we had talked about how they changed the laws and everything to use song lyrics and shit like that, in court cases and stuff. But it's only geared to rap music.
Huh.
No other genre. That's in Georgia too. Like.
Right. Yeah. Well, y'all gonna snitch. We gonna use it then.
Like, yeah. So like that shit.
What?
Like, bro, like that's what I'm saying. Like
song lyrics.
Guys, why are we surprised though by that?
Yeah,
it's not a surprise that like it's being done, but to me it is a surprise that now they're making it legal. Like it's a legal thing that they can just do now by law. So if somebody tries to say no, that's like my artistic expression. It don't matter anymore. Because by law, I can use it against you. So what you mean that you were at this block and everything, you're hanging out with these people there, then he did this and the third. Well, you know, on this same day and everything, this many years ago, this shit happened and stuff like that. Are you sure? You know, it's wild how they're just doing this now like that. Now it can actually just be within the legal book.
And they're only doing it for hip hop music.
Yeah.
They're doing it for
Like strictly just rap. They didn't mention anything else. They didn't implement, yeah, we're gonna do it for country and everything. Yeah.
Strictly rap. That's crazy.
But you know, like, so like to me, it's not a surprise that this is what's going on, but it is a surprise that it is actually not becoming like a legal thing.
Oh, like they gonna vote on it like very recently within the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
So we'll know if it passed. Hopefully by next week.
You want to know what the key distraction? So thank you for bringing light to it, because you want to know what the key distraction was, so none of us would ever know about any of that.
What?
Quavo and Sweetie.
It truly is, because if you look at anything over there in Georgia and everything, it's pretty. That's all you're finding in the tabloids.
Yeah.
So you think that stuff happens by accident?
Right though.
Come on.
Also, I forgot to mention they're gonna make it a misdemeanor to feed people in lines when they're voting. So you know how voter lines get crazy because people be voting all day. It's usually just one fucking day. They're gonna make it a misdemeanor to feed the people waiting in line, like giving them drinks, giving them pretzels or whatever. It's gonna be a misdemeanor.
I live in a police state.
Yeah.
Taking the mailboxes
I didn't
away.
remember that.
That's how I know I live in a good neighborhood, because my mailbox is still there.
They were really stealing people's mailboxes.
Yeah.
That's
In the middle of the night too. They were coming in the middle of the night in vans and everything and stuff like that.
I remember that shit.
Yeah.
The funny thing is they said it was just civilians, but it wasn't. It was actually the post office.
No, it was the post office.
Middle of the night. Go. Well, bullshit.
Yeah, NASCAR pick through.
Right, just
Dumping this guy there and there.
we out.
I'm like, yo,
man,
my
this
mail,
country
right?
is hilarious. It's sad, but it's hilarious.
It's
Just the
sad.
audacity of
But
everything
you know,
that happens
hey, listen,
here.
man. We knew this shit was gonna happen. That's the same reason why we're seeing all these companies and shit in fucking what you call it. Was it when you see Google, Facebook, and Tesla and Amazon? You seeing all these companies sit before Congress and shit like that, and they talking to all of them. It's because they're finally realizing, oh wait a minute, us as the government, we don't have the control we once had.
I think they've been through that.
Well, no, yeah, but at the same time, they're
corporation, yo.
yeah, like they're starting to realize now that like yeah, they had the legal control over, but at the same time, because things
Money
keep
pushes
advancing, yeah, because everything keeps advancing, like they're realizing, wait, we're literally losing more control and more control, which is the reason why they keep putting these companies in front of, which is also the reason why, like all the main people who were head of these companies all stepped down. The people who were once the faces of all these companies, the only one is fucking Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook. He's the only OG owner of the company that's still the face.
He's the only dummy. That's why he can't get rid of it. I feel like he can't let it go. He's like,
Yeah, he can't
let Facebook go.
But think about it. The boy Jeff Bezos, he said, "Yo, I'm stepping down."
Because Jeff Bezos not worried about us no more. Jeff Bezos is on a bigger and better.
Yeah.
Bigger.
I don't know about better, but
Yo, like him and fucking what's the boy from Tesla?
Yeah,
they
both
gonna
of
be
them.
chilling in their
Him
backyard,
and
smoking boxes
They gonna
together.
chill
Right?
on Mars, bro.
Yeah.
You got money. You got money.
They're not worried about that shit.
Them niggas gonna be
Oh.
teleporting back and forth to Mars next week.
Real shit.
Like,
Hey, listen, man. It is what it is. I do feel as though I do love where tech is going and everything and stuff.
I don't.
But you know what?
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Elon Musk. I hate how everybody's obsessed with Elon Musk. When Elon Musk openly said, "Yeah, I'm trying to put chips in everybody's head."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, my goal is hopefully the humans and technology will just have this
Just
nice
be one.
synergization. You know,
Well,
we'll
I
all
think
come
that's,
together.
Like where tech is
I'm
going,
good, bro.
I do like it. I just don't like the legal mandates you're trying to put on it. And I think, well, for Fusion,
Free
one that
will.
does just drive creativity down and everything when you just legally can't do something. But at the same time, is that also hopes like advancements with certain things. Now again, putting chips in people's head, that's completely different. But when it comes to other shit, like I don't know. The government needs to just stay out of certain things. But saying that, was that all?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. Anything else we got? Last topics? Anything?
Social media is the Salem witch trials.
Hey, listen, that's what they used to do and everything. They used to be like, hey, listen, we're gonna do is we're gonna drown
Only
you.
thing you should do with social media is get money.
Yeah, the Salem witch trial. They used to be like, hey, listen, we're gonna drown you. If your body floats, that means you weren't a witch. If your body sinks, then yeah, you were.
She's a witch. Oh,
But it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
matter
yeah,
because
yeah,
you're
yeah.
dead.
Drown her.
That was a funny tweet.
What?
She's a witch now. Everybody believes she's a witch.
MTV just be pressing play on Ridiculous and leave the studio for 3 days.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Oh.
But saying that, I guess we'll go ahead and bring this to a halt. So thank you for everybody who joined us today. I think this has been another episode of Nights at the Opera Table, and I am grateful to be joined with
Sir Frenchy.
Leek.
and my amazing people behind production.
Icy.
And, well, yes.
So I want to thank everybody, both the panel and also the production team. Thank you all. Thank you for, especially the viewers and listeners. Thank you all so much. We're going to be releasing this in video form, and then once we feel as though we got everything on the roll, then we'll be also be releasing it in audio form with the backlog of every episode. So check back here every week for Nights at the Awkward Table. Thank you so much for joining us, and goodbye.
For trying.